when the Jews were gathered together, their chief priests and their scribes and the leaders of the people, they were discussing with one another, saying, "What shall we do to Jesus? For he is a man who does many signs, and these signs are contrary to the law. And if we let him go on like this, everyone will believe in him. And then the Romans will come and destroy both our city and our temple." But there was also a great number of the people who said, "Crucify him, crucify him." And they cried out these things. And so the governors, the chief priests, handed him over to them and took him away, Pilate himself. And Pilate, when he saw that he could not prevail at all, but that rather a tumult was made about this man Jesus, who was crucified by him, he took water and washed his hands and said, "I am innocent of the blood of the just man. This Jesus, see to it, ye governors and chief priests, for I am innocent." And taking his purple robe, he put it back on and gave the order, and they released him to them. And when they had taken him outside, it came to pass beyond the city, in a place called Golgotha, which means the place of the skull, that they crucified him. Now there were also two others crucified with him, one on the right hand, one on the left, and Jesus in the middle. And the people stood looking on. And the chief priests mocked him, saying, "He saved others. Let him save himself if he be Christ, the King of Israel, he that was chosen of God." So also the governors sat mocking him to see whether he would speak. And the one who was crucified on the right-hand side with him railed against him and said, "Are you the Christ? Save us and save yourself." But he answered not a word. Only when he was reviled, he made no reply. When he was threatened, he uttered no word. But after this, the governor's wife was sent to him, saying, "He that was condemned, whose name was Jesus, has not done anything worthy of death. If you had judged him according to the law, you ought not to have condemned him." And taking him, she besought the governors, besought the chief priests, that if she might be granted to have him released. And being greatly concerned because of the dreams that she had concerning him, she sent for him and offered him vinegar to drink. And when all the people were standing there to see this spectacle, when it was about the 6th hour, darkness came over the whole land until the 9th hour. And about the 9th hour, Jesus cried out with a loud voice, "Eloi, Eloi, lama sabachthani," which is translated, my God, why have you forsaken me?" And some of the bystanders hearing it said, "Behold, he is calling Elijah." And one of them at once tore his garment and said, "Let us alone, let us alone. What more do we need? If this man is the Son of God, he will deliver himself. He neither suffers death nor can any good thing come from him." And they did deride him with scoffs. And so the darkness was over all the earth till the 12th hour. And at the 12th hour, Jesus cried out again, "It is finished." And he bowed his head and gave up the ghost. And lo, the veil of the temple was rent in two from the top to the bottom. And when the centurion, he that stood by, saw this, he was much afraid and glorified God, saying, "Truly this was the Son of God." So then, friends, let's look at the big picture here. On the surface, the death of Jesus looks like a failure, but actually it is humanity's greatest success story ever. Do you know why? Because only the perfect life of the sinless Christ could pay the penalty for the sins of humanity. Only the death of the righteous could pay the penalty for the death of the unrighteous. And no human being has ever lived a perfectly righteous life. None. So Jesus came and lived the perfect life and died the death that we deserved. He took the punishment that we deserved, so that if we put our faith in him, we can receive the forgiveness of our sins and go to heaven when we die. That's what Jesus did on the cross.